Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. This is the first time you are seeing me. Please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. This will be a quick Best Buy walkthrough video. I go in weekly or bi-weekly, so you don't have to, especially during these difficult times where many of you are locked down. I go in, check the prices for you, and check the inventory, and more importantly, give you guys a little bit of the feeling with what it's like to be in the local stores. This is not my favorite Best Buy. This one is in Norwalk, Connecticut. There's not as much inventory. It has a very small Magnolia section, but it's here, and I'm here for you guys. I always feel like around now, after CES, a few weeks or a month after, is when it's time to decide whether you're going to wait for the new models or look back to the older models. We will see older models in these stores probably until the end of February. You start seeing some models trickle in from Sony, then most likely Samsung and LG, with TCL and Vizios sprinkling in there somewhere. They're typically not at these stores though, but we will go through. Again, I'm really just kind of simulating what the in-store experience is for you. It is Super Bowl weekend, so we'll do this video today, and a lot of people feel like Super Bowl is when the prices really fall, between that and Black Friday. I'm not certain if people are actually buying TVs for the Super Bowl, but I think it's more due to the models coming out that the prices would be falling. But we're going to go in here anyway. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you enjoy the video. I will see you in the store, and I'll see you in the comments. Thank you so much.
I've seen things good people wouldn't believe.
Okay, guys, we're at home, and I'd like to show some of the 4K Blu-rays that are available. Now, I've been going into these stores since they opened, several of them in my area, and it's always been kind of this shoddy representation. A lot of empty shelves, a lot of mismatched releases, new releases mixed with old releases, mixed with Blu-rays, mixed with even standard definition DVDs here and there. What is interesting, though, is the biggest presence of Blu-rays is from Disney and all the things you can actually stream right now, which even for somebody like me that's big into physical media, it'd be hard for me to purchase. So you can see a lot of empty shelves. It's been that way since before the holidays, since things actually reopened. So I'll give you a little bit of a peek. Even though I want to give you the store experience, it is a little bit depressing. And some random anime here. But the way they have their stuff organized, and you know, they're getting more into selling appliances, especially in this one, but there's microwaves, and there's this little section here where they have some lower end Hisense and TCL 4 series. So a lot of this dialogue will be you guys looking at the prices. I'll just be talking kind of over them. But it's interesting with TCL and Hisense that they've been kind of lowered, or at least they've been prioritized as being the real bargain brands. There's a Vizio OLED here, but there is no mini LEDs. There's no Hisense H9Gs or anything like that. So I'd love to see that change. Here is a open box area. They kind of have this thrown together. I like to pan through open box to see what's there. You have a few TCL, some of these Fire TVs. You have an 800H there. You also have a Q90T. You have 2 of them. A Q90T here. There is the price for that there at 75 inches. And then over here, you actually have an 85-inch Q90T. I'd love to... I've had open box panels that I've returned. They weren't open box, but they became open box. There is no writing on what is wrong with them. They're simply going to tell you that they're returned. They're not refurbished or anything, but I'd love to see some notes on why they were returned. Mine returned dead pixels, things of that nature, and they didn't list it anywhere when I saw my own open boxes there at Best Buy. Randomly, they have a lot of exercise equipment. You can definitely see they're trying to sell everything, which is good for them, but not great for us audio-visual crew. There's some of the Vizios. Here's the Vizio OLED, the 55 inches here. I like the Vizio OLED. Unfortunately, I do think it needs to come down a bit more in price to be competitive with LG, with their BX, especially next year with their A series. They are very nice. It's just that it's got to be hard for these, for Vizio, TCL, and Hisense to keep their prices really low. But if you have a couple $100 can get you a CX, then it's really hard to recommend them. Here's some M series This Best Buy is difficult in terms of pricing. Their pricing is all over the place, not in terms of accuracy, just where their pricing is located. Here's the 65-inch Vizio. They look very nice, even in this bright room. You can see the panels behind me. The panels behind me, what I like about this store is they do typically have the leading panels all right next to each other. Unfortunately, it's never really great content to view them, but it always makes for good matchups and good content for me to film. So the Vizios are here. There's also some TCLs, some LG Nanos and random LEDs right next to it. We're going to be a little bit all over the place in this specific store. Now there you're looking at an LG CX 77-inch right next to a Sony A9G, which is the one on top. This is a 950H, I believe. And to the left you have a Nano. But this is the way I wish they'd line them up in store. Of all stores, instead of having their own demos, run some demos. But they flip these out so quickly, and then they actually put up movies, which I can't film. It's a random place to have an A9G, but there was one time where I had the CX up here against the Z9F. And that was a really cool comparison because they ran like 5 demos back to back to back. Now this is the Saturday before the Super Bowl. Please let me know your picks in the comments, what you guys are thinking, who you want to win. I'm a Giant fan, so let me know what you think. Now behind me was this guy trying to explain to this woman behind me that what HDR was. And it was pretty funny. You have a Q90T at the end here. And I believe the Samsung to the left of it is, you have a 900T as well. You have a Samsung to the left of it, which is a UN, just kind of put there. Sorry, some of these prices are going to be a bit blurry, briefly. My camera was in like a live focus mode. And that's the random Samsung there. I believe it was a UN. But pretty busy. It's a Saturday night. There is an A9G. What's amazing with this size A9Gs, it looks so much like the A9S, and you literally want to say to Sony, like, really? That's exactly like the A9S that I had at 48 inches. Again, the store is moderately busy. This store has an interesting Magnolia section. The Magnolia section has 2 separate audio rooms for receivers and sound systems and the like, but their Magnolia section itself is rather small with a desk right in the middle of it, which is why I typically don't film there. You have 3 employees here talking football to my right. But it's nice to see these TVs lined up. Here's some more LG LEDs here, and here is on the other side. So this is in the Magnolia section. You have a BX OLED and a GX. GX is on the bottom. But it's interesting the way they have these lined up. Again, I like that they're all the same content. Every time I pull up to actually compare the displays, the content changes to this Magnolia, the Magnolia demo. But I wish they just let them run. Like the old Sears and the old TV stores always had the same thing on all the TVs. So every demo, they have this commercial kind of coming up in between. So this Magnolia section, which is to my right, you're going to see a Z8H. I'm just showing you the difference between the GX, which is flush, versus the B series. Sorry about the ambient noise. Showing you the prices that are here. But again, everything is really mixed up. Now you have your separate kiosks on the left. On the other side, we have LG separate, Samsung, and obviously Sony. But I can see where it'd be really confusing for the consumer. Especially when you had the A8G, the A9G, the A8H. You had all kinds of different OLEDs in this area specifically. You know, you're also selling the sound bars as well as the cabinet. You know, it's just a real mix. But I like being able to see them all side by side like that with the same content. And the Magnolias are nowhere near as dark as they once were. The one in Trumbull was always very dark, which showed the panels at their best. It's like all those prices there. You have the subwoofer, you have the sound bar, everything. I believe we're still on. They do show the open box. That's actually a Q900T, I believe, or 950T. Oh, it's 10 grand at. Yeah, it's 85 inches. Way too much money for TVs these days. I'm sorry. And there's a Z8H. That's at 75 inches. But I'll do a separate video on this. I've been ridiculous by spending a lot of money on TVs. To me, it's just way too much money as far as how much better they are than something half the price. 8K, 4K. To me, that price difference is just absurd. $10,000 for a TV. I don't care if it's an OLED or 8K or 16K. It's too much money for something that literally it doesn't last the way it once did. See, now you have some LGs there. That's the LG kiosk. So you have the nano cells there. Now, nano cells do typically look different in store. There's times where they do really pop, and there's times where they don't look great. They do definitely do better with more colorful imagery versus dark. CX is in the middle, and then you have the Samsung kiosk where they throw the Q90T. You can see the Q90T underneath this Q70. The Q90T is so clearly above the others. Really good panel. I think the Q90T is going to be the last great 4K LED before they move on to their mini LEDs and 8K. A lot of sirens around tonight. Interesting. Q60. Now, see, that's where they put cartoons and stuff up. I have to go down. Q80T. Show you the prices of that real quick. Now, do I feel like the prices go down for Super Bowl Sunday? I really feel like the prices are going down anyway because you have new displays dropping soon. The last few years, the 950G, the 950H were the first ones I saw in store. We'll keep an eye on them, and hopefully from Value Electronics, we'll be able to try to get some early looks at those. To pan down quick because there's a cartoon on. But I wish they'd put all these 8Ks in their own area. Now, this is the first time I've actually seen the frame in store where I thought it looked really good. The way they had it next to these other random pictures, actually pretty cool. I'm not sure anybody's going to think it's not a TV, but with the artwork, it actually looks pretty cool. They're not great panels themselves, though, which is interesting. But we're going to pan over here, look at some Gears of War before we go over to the CX again. And the BX on top. And here we are with the Sony. Now, what I like about this, too, this demo shows the 900H versus the 950H. Which, in store, they do look very close. The 950H, I do feel, is a much better panel. Aside from the HDMI 2.1, there's also a large 900H there. I do like the 900H at a larger size, 85. It looks really good. It just seems to look brighter than it is in many ways. Now, these prices should drop dramatically in the next month or so. I expect to drop quite a bit. And expect to see LG's kind of C class be much more affordable than in the past. I'm going to pan over, check you out the rest of the store. And now here, what's interesting is an LG ZX. You guys have seen this in Value Electronics. It's $20,000. It is $70,000. There is no way that should be $20,000. Even the panel, the Z9 that was in Value Electronics, I think was 88 inches or 90 inches, and it was $30,000. Just an absurd amount of money. And as much as it looks fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I really would love to see us all kind of shift them around and see if that one, an A9G and a CX, how different they would really look. It's a lot of money. It's an absurd amount of money. And interesting in this Best Buy too, that it's just kind of thrown in the corner here with very little fanfare. But I'm not seeing Superbowl coupons or anything like that floating around. But just got to show you the price again here. $20,000 front OLED. That's 77 inches, but just pan over the store again. Can I show you guys? Now, randomly in the corner over here, you're going to see like TCLs and Hisense and some lower end Vizios that are going to be in the back corner right next to the monitors. And don't get me wrong, the ZX looks gorgeous. It's just the price point is, very ridiculous. Show a little more of this demo. Then we're going to go over to the corner real quick. We're going to see some more open boxes over here randomly in a different spot. We'll pan over to that really quickly. Here's some open boxes, kind of just thrown together. A lot of sound bars being sent back as well. Be very careful buying those, guys. Be very, very careful. And then we're going to pan over to the other side. I'm going to show you this random Hisense Vizio TCL area here. And I'll sign off with that, guys. Hope you enjoy the game. Let me know who you want to win in the comments. I hope all is well. I will talk to you guys soon. We should start seeing new models in the store very soon. Take care.